You know that feeling. You said something at a meeting 3 days ago, and you're still replaying it in your head, wondering if you sounded stupid, if they're still thinking about it. Here's the truth. They're not. But your mind won't let it go, and that's not your fault. It's a pattern. And Buddhism figured out how to break it 2,000 years ago. Let me start with a question. When was the last time you did something purely because you wanted to, with zero concern for how it looked to anyone else? If you're struggling to think of an example, you're not alone. We are wired to care what others think. It's an evolutionary survival mechanism. For our ancestors, being rejected by the tribe meant death. Literally. So the brain treats social rejection the same way it treats physical pain. Same neural pathways, same intensity. But here's the problem. The tribe is now 7 billion people, and most of them don't know you exist. Yet your mind still reacts as if their approval is survival critical. Buddhism calls this the illusion of the self. Let me explain why that matters, and how understanding it changes everything. In Buddhism, there's a concept called Anatta. It's often translated as non-self or no-self. And it's one of the most misunderstood ideas in the entire tradition. It doesn't mean you don't exist. It means the self you're defending, the one that cares what others think, isn't as solid as you believe. Think about it. The you that was embarrassed at that meeting, is that the same you that's watching this video right now? Physically, your cells have already started replacing themselves. Emotionally, you're in a completely different state. Mentally, new thoughts have come and gone. So what exactly are you protecting? The Buddha's insight was radical. The self is not a fixed thing. It's more like a river, constantly flowing, constantly changing. The suffering comes when we try to freeze the river, when we grasp at a particular version of ourselves and say, "This must be respected. This must be approved of. This must not be criticized." But you've already moved on. The only thing holding you in place is the grasping itself. So let me ask you directly, right now, in this moment, what opinion about you are you holding on to the tightest? Whose approval are you chasing? Just name it in your mind. Don't judge it, just see it. Let me give you a concrete example. There's a story about a Zen master who was publicly insulted by a villager. The villagers gathered around, waiting for the master's response. The master simply said, "If someone offers you a gift and you refuse to accept it, who does the gift belong to?" The villager said, "It stays with the one who offered it." The master smiled. "Exactly," and walked away. So this is the philosophy. But how do you actually do this in real life? When your boss criticizes you, when a friend ghosts you, when you post something and nobody reacts? Here are 3 steps, not abstract principles, but techniques you can use today. Viktor Frankl, not a Buddhist, but deeply aligned, once said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our freedom." Most of us live without that space. Someone criticizes us, and we instantly contract, hurt, defensive, replaying it. The first practice is simply to notice the space. When you feel that familiar tightening, that worry about what someone thinks, pause. Don't try to stop the feeling. Just notice it. Say to yourself, "There it is, the fear of judgment. Interesting." That 1 second of noticing is the practice. Over time, that space grows wider. And in that space, you have a choice. Second technique. When you're spiraling about something embarrassing you did or said, ask yourself one question. Will this matter in 6 months? Your mind will probably say yes. But look at the evidence. Think of the most embarrassing thing you did 5 years ago. Are people still talking about it? Probably not. Now think of the most embarrassing thing someone else did 5 years ago. Can you even remember one? That's the truth. Everyone is too busy worrying about their own lives to think about yours. This isn't cynical. It's liberating. This is what the Buddha meant by impermanence, Anatta. Everything passes, including other people's opinions of you. The third practice is the deepest. When the fear of judgment arises, ask yourself, who exactly is being judged? Not rhetorically, actually look. Is it your body? Your body doesn't care what anyone thinks. Is it your thoughts? Those have already changed since the judgment happened. Is it your reputation? A story about you that exists in other people's minds? You can't control that story. You never could. What you can control is how you show up in this moment. Right now. Here's what people get wrong when they first study this. Number 1. They think non-attachment means not caring. That's a misunderstanding. You can care deeply about your work, your relationships, your impact on the world, and simultaneously release attachment to how you're perceived. In fact, when you're less attached to perception, your work gets better. Because you take risks, because you say what needs to be said, because you're not editing yourself for approval. Number 2, they confuse self-improvement with ego. Working on yourself is fine. Wanting to grow is healthy. The problem is when growth becomes a performance, when you're improving yourself for an audience rather than for your own liberation. Buddhism distinguishes between the wholesome desire to awaken and the unwholesome desire to be seen as awakened. Check your motivation and be honest. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Your suffering doesn't come from what others think of you. It comes from your attachment to what others think of you. The judgment itself is just words, vibrations in the air, or pixels on a screen. It's your grasping that transforms those words into pain. And grasping is something you can work with. That's the entire Buddhist project in one sentence. Not changing the world, but changing your relationship to it. The opinions won't stop, but your suffering around them, that's optional. So here's my invitation. For the next 7 days, whenever you feel the urge to check what someone thinks of you, pause. Don't suppress it, don't indulge it, just notice it. Watch it like a cloud passing. Then come back to this video and drop a comment. What did you notice? I read those comments, and that conversation is the real practice. If this resonated, subscribe and hit the bell. More Buddhist wisdom for the modern mind every week.